We just closed out a soybean strangle that we opened on 127. I have the trade sheet up in front of you. It's part of a ongoing futures strangle ladder trade that we do. We enter different futures positions each week, primarily in soybeans and gold. I also, from time to time, will enter a oil or a wheat trade if I can't get the right setup in soybeans or gold, or if I have too many in it at the same levels and don't want to add more. When the VIX is high, I'll also do ES trades. I have an ES trade on right now as the VIX went up yesterday. But we just closed the soybean trade out. We entered it on 127. We tried to go 60 to 90 days out. You can see that this was the estimated close date I had on it. And all that means is when I enter the trade, I'll set a close at 50%. If that doesn't hit by this date, I will go in and evaluate the trades I have open that are around this date. And typically I will start working to close them if they're profitable so that I can open new trades. The theory being that if I haven't gotten enough theta decay to get my profit target by that time, that the trade's probably not moving like I want it to, so I want to close it and reset for 3 weeks down the road. This one worked perfect, closed out today. A little bit embarrassing for me because I wasn't paying attention to how close this was to target, and I needed another trade this week, but I didn't have good levels that I didn't already have trades going in soybeans and gold, so I went ahead and took a wheat trade this morning just to throw that in there. Had I waited about an hour, this trade would have closed and I could have added another soybean position. But that was just a mistake on my part. I wasn't paying attention. What we want to look at, this is Trading View. It's one of the trading platforms that I use to do my charting, that and TD Ameritrade. And you can see this is the weekly chart, which is what I look at. Now, I've got a few trend lines. These are weekly trend lines, kind of give me ideas of how soybeans are trading. I don't necessarily trade based on this trend. I do pay attention to it, and I will sometimes skew my deltas based on this trend. But typically I try to start looking at about a 3 delta on my strangles, 60 to 90 days out. And then if I do want to skew it, I've got an uptrend here, so maybe I move the put up some and the call up some to adjust for that. But like I said, these are what I call ladder trades. So if I entered a trade this week, the next week I would probably enter another one if I didn't have one available. And I had different strike areas that gave me the income I was looking for. And if I do that, then I will take into consideration of the delta of this position and try to enter a trade that will take me back to a delta neutral on soybeans in general. So there's a little bit of a art and science to the trade as well. Take a look at the chart on TD Ameritrade. This is also a weekly chart. I entered right here. I sold the put right here at the 1260 level, and I sold the call up here at the 1840 level. I don't remember what those deltas were right off the top of my head, but I believe that I probably had a little bit higher delta on this put than I did the call just because of the trend. So I'm looking at the credit I got a higher credit for the put. So that tells me I probably took a little bit higher delta on that. What I look at, of course, is where it's trading at the various levels. These are my indicator packages that I use for my swing trading. Works fine on this too, although, again, these are not necessarily directional trades. I do skew them based on what's going on, but I don't really enter them as a true traditional type trade. I had it coming up in here. I could have expected maybe a little bit of pullback into this level, but overall the trend was up. Again, maybe a pullback into here when I entered on this candle. Same here. You've got the EMA starting to cross over, but it's getting resistance right here, at this 50 EMA. And these, some resistance levels down here on parabolic SAR. So I felt pretty comfortable skewing a little bit to the upside because of the trend, but I don't go crazy when I'm doing the strangles. Most important thing to me are the deltas, and then if I have other trades going on, trying to keep a delta neutral in the overall position. This was a successful trade. People that took it, what you made money on it, it worked out really well. I think the annualized gain on this was like 122%, based on the buying power that it used up. I had put in at 3,500 buying power. I think it was actually around 2,400 on this trade, but I do raise that because if the trade goes against you, it will eat up more buying power. So I typically use a higher buying power than what's actually used. So really my annualized gain, if I used the real buying power, was higher. Stayed in it for 13 days, anywhere from 10 to 21 days is how long I'm normally in these trades, so that's not too bad. Overall, it was profitable. If you like this video, please like it. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know. I'll be glad to answer those. We are still working on getting our members' portfolio back up and open to everyone. Working on a few things there, trying to get that going. Hopefully we can get that resolved. It's run into some administrative issues. We trade a lot of futures, soybeans, gold, oil, wheat, sometimes corn, and we trade the ES as the VIX spikes. I do prefer to trade it as the VIX spikes, although you could make an argument to have a trade going at all time. Just use a smaller number of contracts, and then if the VIX spikes, you would use a higher number of contracts. Those can move against you pretty fast and use up a lot of buying power, so not everyone wants to do those. Like I said, if you like this video, please like it. Please subscribe to the channel so you get the rest of the videos as they come out. I should have some more trades closing next week. If I don't have, I may have a gold trade that closes tomorrow. I'm watching it right now. It's pretty close. Could have an ES trade that closes tomorrow. It's pretty close to target. Really, that just depends on the VIX. If the VIX will go down some more for me today, I might get that one closed. If not, they will probably close next week. I'll be glad to explain those to you and how we decide to get in those trades and how we manage them. If you have any questions, let me know. Thanks.